Now, there's a lot of questions we ask ourselves every single day, like what should I wear today? Should I finally burn down my noisy neighbor's house? And should I finally cut my hair so people stop thinking I'm a girl? And of course, the biggest question of our generation, should I buy the Samsung Galaxy Watch 4 or the Galaxy Watch 4 Classic? Because even though they have pretty similar names, they are pretty different. Okay, under the hood, they're almost identical, but there's a few key differences that can catch people out. So in this video, I'll be covering exactly which one you should go for. Now, the Samsung Galaxy Watch 4 Classic is called that because it looks more, well, classic. Unlike the more modern look of the normal Galaxy Watch 4, the Watch 4 Classic resembles just your normal classic watches. It is made of stainless steel, unlike the non-classic, and visually, probably one of the biggest differences is the little dial on the outside of the face of the watch that you can use. And that dial makes all the difference. Not only does it look pretty cool, but you can also use it as a way to very quickly switch between what you're currently seeing on your watch. Now, there's already a feature like that on the normal Galaxy Watch 4, but it basically involves just dragging your finger along the edge of the watch. And not only can it be very difficult to get the placement right of where it wants you to swipe your finger, but also, of course, it's going to leave a lot of fingerprints on your precious watch, so it's gonna look like garbage in a matter of weeks, if not days. And on the Classic, you don't have a problem, because you can just use the dial to access whatever you want. Now, granted, you're still gonna have to press a few buttons on the screen itself with your grubby little fingers, but hey, at least it's better than on the non-classic Galaxy Watch 4. Another big advantage of having a dial is that it also protects your watch a bit more, because with a normal Galaxy Watch 4, well, as you can see, the face and the screen are pretty exposed. Any kind of objects going towards it, well, they're gonna be hitting the screen right on, and it's actually a major problem, because I had this thing since launch and has already developed two very small marks on it. But if I had the Classic with the dial to protect my screen a bit more, well, it probably wouldn't have happened. Because with the Classic, the dial will be the first point of contact for most objects being lobbed at your Galaxy Watch 4. Because if someone's, say, throwing a brick at you, the dial is going to get impacted first, before the screen, and then inevitably you. It's not just a visual thing, there are other key benefits to having the Galaxy Watch 4 Classic. And of course, not everyone may want that more classy look, because there's probably tons of people out there who think they're too cool and hip and minimalist to appreciate that kind of classy looking watch. I should probably stop talking. And as you can see from all the promotional work, Samsung may envision people using the Classic with a more traditional analog face, while the non-Classic mainly uses a more modern looking digital face. However, even though those make the most sense, don't worry, you can pretty much mix and match. And in fact, I have that classy face that's mainly used with the Galaxy Watch 4 Classic on my non-Classic right here. And vice versa, if you want to ruin your classy watch with more modern faces, don't worry, you can do that as well. Now, that doesn't mean that the Galaxy Watch 4 Classic does everything right. And let's move on to one of the main reasons why I didn't pick it up personally, the sizes. You can pick up the Galaxy Watch 4 in either 40mm or 44mm, or the Classic in 42mm or 46mm. And if you happen to have mosquito wrists like myself, then those kind of watches are going to look comically big. In fact, I have the 40mm one right here, and it still almost looks a bit too big for my wrist. So you can imagine exactly how strange the bigger sizes looked. So if you want to rep the Classic watch, well, you better hope you have some nice and big wrists to go along with it, otherwise it's just gonna look kind of, well, silly. And I have no idea why they didn't make smaller Galaxy Watch 4 Classics, because I would have loved to go with it, but sadly it just wasn't meant to be for me and my fellow small wrist people out there. I mean, if I do say so myself, it's pretty much just discrimination against skinny people. Samsung, you better watch out. I'm gonna report you to the Equalities Commissioner. Speaking of equality, another thing that Classic doesn't do well on is variety of colours, because the Classic only ships in black and silver. How exciting. I don't know what you may be saying, well, avrona, it's supposed to be more classy. Who would want a classy watch in a tacky colour? And I would agree with you if not for the fact that the Samsung Galaxy Watch 3 already showed us that you can have a classic looking watch in more interesting colours, like gold for example. And even though gold has been a staple Samsung colour for their flagship devices, like for example their smartphones, you can only get it here with the non-classic, which is what I have right here. The non-classic also comes in black and silver, but additionally with gold and green. So we have a few extra choices there when it comes to color. Oh, and that's all without mentioning one of the biggest factors, the price. The Galaxy Watch 4 Classic is way more expensive than the Galaxy Watch 4, so that's something to look out for as well. But given the fact that it is made of more higher quality materials, seeing how it uses stainless steel instead, I mean that higher price can be justified. It's just something to look out for. If you happen to have tiny malnourished wrists like my own, or if you just have enough money for a non-classic but not a classic, well, sadly you won't be able to flex that beautiful watch that is the Galaxy Watch 4 Classic. That doesn't mean that the Galaxy Watch 4 isn't bad, and I know a lot of people would prefer the more modern look, but still there's something for everyone here, and I hope that this video helped you figure out which Galaxy Watch you want. And if it did, then hey, maybe consider subscribing to this channel, or maybe supporting it on Patreon, because even $1 a month goes a long way in having my channel. It allows me to make way better videos and videos on way more interesting topics, and it directly supports me making purchases like the Galaxy Watch 4, so I can make videos on it. And by the way, a review of it is coming very soon, so definitely subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that. I'd also love to thank my existing patrons, Gavin Burns, Ryan LKB, Meg Sumner, Shane Allcraft, Lance B, and Comic Age Clothing. Thank you guys so much, your support truly goes a long way. Then there's also our Amazon links if you want to pick up this watch yourself, plus also down there's our Discord server if you want to talk to me or others about this or whatever else really, plus down there's also our social media links. But anyway, that's about it, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to subscribe, like, whatever, and I'll see you all in whatever I make next. Goodbye everyone, goodbye.